Welcome to the SVB channel. I am your SST teacher Chetna here with the second chapter of political science, that is understanding secularism for grade 8th. In this chapter, students, you will be able to understand what is the meaning of secularism and what kind of secularism is been followed in our country, along with the need of secularism, as well as we'll be able to understand that the secularism which has been followed into India, the same secularism is been followed into the other country or not. So this is the chapter which will give you the clear understanding regarding the term secularism. So let's begin this chapter with a story. So students, you imagine that you are Hindu or Muslim from India and went to US as a citizen. Though you have US citizenship, as you are aware that over there the majority of population is Christian. You are a citizen of US and the people, those who are there, they are not ready to give you house on rent because they are Christian and you are not Christian. So what kind of feeling will you have when they are not ready to rent you house? You might be angry, you might go to the police station and you might ask police, you might take help of police, and when you go to the police station, police also says that if you are not getting house on rent, you may go back to your country. So at that time you will become angry, or you will start thinking that these people are not good and the country which does have the minority of Christian, they are supposed to treat the Christian this way. So this is how you might start thinking regarding that, as well as you might if you are calm or positive, you might start thinking that nobody should be discriminated on the basis of religion, or there shouldn't be any discrimination on the basis of anything, not religion but caste, creed, color, culture, gender. On the basis of anything there shouldn't be any discrimination. You might start thinking that. So this is a small story by which you can understand the meaning of secularism. When a person has been discriminated on the basis of religion, that particular place cannot be known as secular place. Okay, so let's understand by the real example which had happened into the world. As I told you, what is discrimination? Discrimination means when a person is set apart on the basis of the religion, caste, creed, color, culture, gender. At that time we can say that person has been discriminated. This is a real example. You might have heard the name of Hitler. Over here you can see the image of Hitler, who was the dictator of Germany, and in the second image you are able to see the Jewish people. When the Hitler was in power at that time, he had certain kind of dislike towards the Jewish people. So he had killed so many Jews into the Germany, and because of that today Israel, which is having the majority of Jewish people, they do discriminate the Christian people. Okay, so this is one of the example of discrimination which had happened with the Jewish people on the basis of the religion. The second example, discrimination on the basis of religion into the Saudi Arabia. As you people are aware, Saudi Arabia is Muslim dominance country. Over there the non-Muslim people are not allowed to gathered at one place for the prayer, or they are not allowed to build the temple, they are not allowed to have the religious meeting. So this is also like people, those who are non-Muslims, they are discriminated over there on the basis of their religion. Now students, let us understand what is the basic meaning of secularism. Secularism refers to the separation of religion from the state. State does not mean that Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra. Over here, state means the broader meaning. State means a country. Okay, so when we are separating a country's politics from the religion, or religion from the country's politics, at that time we can say that this particular country is a secular country. Okay, so why we are supposed to do this, and what kind of secularism do we follow into our country? Secularism and Indian Constitution. Over here you can see the preamble of Indian Constitution, in which I have highlighted the word secular. Now, what kind of secularism is been followed into our country, and how it's been given the right, that we are going to understand. The first one, Indian Constitution guarantees the fundamental right. As you people are aware, we have got the 6 fundamental rights, in which one of them is to follow the religion, whichever religion we want to follow, we can follow, and nobody can stop us to follow our religion, or if we want to change the religion, nobody can stop, and if we want to follow more than one religion, nobody can stop us. So over here we have the fundamental rights into the constitution, and these rights protect against state power and tyranny of majority, which means that our constitution gives right to everyone without any discrimination, and it has been given so none of the politician or the government or the people, those who have got majority, they can so none of them can rule over the minority, or they can take the right of minorities. So that's why the fundamental rights have been given. It allows the individuals the freedom to live by their religious belief and practices. As I told you that right to follow any religion that allows us to practice, profess and propagate any religion. So individual do have the right to follow any religion, whatever religion they want to follow. India also adopted a strategy of separating power of religion and power of state. In our country, we do have one strategy by which we are separating the religion power and the politician and the government from each other. It is very necessary. And why it is necessary, let us understand. Yes, the first, why is it important to separate religion from the state? This is important for the country to function democratically. As you people are aware that a country which is democratic country gives equality to all the citizens. So if we do not separate religion from the state, then people, those who have minority, they might take those who have majority, they might take the rights of minority. So to give everyone the equal right to function democratically, we need to separate it. Second, as I told you, like none of the country into the world do have the similar religion, similar culture kind of people. None of the country is homogeneous country, a country in which similar kind of people, similar religious belief people do live. Most of the countries around the world have more than one religious group, and in that also, like many in which also one group would be majority. Like in our country in India, we do have the majority of Hindu. Pakistan, they do have the majority of Muslim community. United States, they do have the majority of Christian community. So if majority groups has the state power, then they might use this power to discriminate the other minority group. It might happen like people, those who are more in number, when there is an election at that time, it's obvious that they do get the more vote, and when they do get the more vote at that time, they do come to the power, and when they do come to the power at that time, they might use their power to discriminate the minority groups. So it is necessary to separate the religion from state, so they cannot use their majority power and they cannot start taking the majoritarianism. Okay. In order to prevent this, it is important to separate religion in the democratic society. So as I told you, when we are democratic, we need to separate the religion from the society, we need to separate the religion from the state. The second reason, why we need to separate the religion from the state, we need to protect the freedom of an individuals to exit from their religion, embrace other religion, and have the freedom to interpret the religious teaching differently. For an example, untouchability into the Hinduism. Now students, over here, when we say that we are the democratic country, and in democratic country each and everyone is equal, none of the person has got more amount of power, everyone has got an equal power. So at that time it is necessary to separate religion from the state. If we want to do it, it might happen that people, those who are in the minority or minority, they get the embarrass of their religion, or they might start thinking that our religion is not good because majority of people are not following this. So this is how it is necessary to separate this, for to give the freedom to the people.
Now it's homework time, students. So get ready with your pen and paper. First, what is secularism, which is of 1 mark? Second, what is discrimination? This is also of 1 mark. Third, what is religion? This is also of 1 mark. Now the fourth question, why do we have to separate religion from state? This is of 3 mark. Thank you.